Assalamu Alaikum and welcome back to MJ Stories Creation. In the previous episode, we learned how Mehmed became Sultan at the age of just 12 and witnessed the challenges that followed. Today we continue the story. This is the chapter where a young prince returns as a determined ruler and begins preparing for one of the greatest military achievements in history. If you enjoy true Islamic history and historical storytelling, don't forget to subscribe to MG Stories Creation. Now let's begin. This year was 1451. The Ottoman Empire was once again facing a moment of transition. Sultan Murad, one of the empire's most experienced rulers, passed away. His death marked the end of an important era in Ottoman history. News of his passing quickly spread throughout the empire. Attention now turned toward his son Mehmed. Unlike the 12-year-old boy who had briefly occupied the throne years earlier, Mehmed was now 19 years old. He had gained experience, he had studied leadership, and he had learned valuable lessons from the political crisis of his youth. This time, he returned to the throne not as a child but as a ruler determined to leave his mark on history. When Mehmed became Sultan for the second time, many European leaders underestimated him. They remembered the young boy who had once needed assistance from senior officials. They assumed that the new Sultan lacked experience. Some believed the Ottoman Empire would face instability under his rule, but they were mistaken. Behind the scenes, Mehmed had spent years preparing himself. He had studied military strategy, he had learned from experienced commanders, he had examined the successes and failures of rulers who came before him. Most importantly, he had developed a vision for the future. Among all his ambitions, one stood above the rest. Constantinople. For centuries, the city had remained one of the most important centers of power in the world, protected by massive walls and strategic waterways. It had survived countless attacks. Many Muslim rulers had attempted to conquer it. None had succeeded. The city remained under the control of the Byzantine Empire. To many people, Constantinople seemed impossible to conquer, but Mehmed saw things differently. He believed preparation and determination could achieve what others thought impossible. Soon after becoming Sultan, Mehmed began strengthening his position. He understood that before launching any major campaign, he needed stability within the empire. He carefully managed diplomatic relations with neighboring states. He sought temporary peace where necessary. This allowed him to focus on his larger objective. Many of his rebels assumed he was simply trying to secure his rule. Few realized that he was quietly preparing for something much bigger. At the same time, Mehmed devoted significant attention to military development. He reviewed the strength of the Ottoman army. He examined defensive positions throughout the empire. He encouraged improvements in military organization and logistics. Every detail mattered. He knew that conquering Constantinople would require more than courage. It would require careful planning. One of the most important challenges was geography. The city sat on a strategic position between Europe and Asia. Control of the waterways around Constantinople played a critical role in its defense. To address this issue, Mehmed ordered the construction of a powerful fortress on the European side of the Bosphorus. This fortress would later become known as Rumeli Hisari. Its purpose was clear. It would help control naval traffic through the strait and strengthen Ottoman influence in the region. The construction moved quickly. Thousands of workers participated. The project demonstrated Mehmed's determination and organizational ability. By the time it was completed, the Byzantine Empire understood that something significant was happening. Meanwhile, Mehmed continued gathering information about Constantinople. He studied maps, he analyzed previous science attempts, he examined reports concerning the city's defense. The famous walls of Constantinople had protected the city for centuries. Any future attack would need to overcome one of the strongest defensive systems in the world. The challenge was enormous, yet Mehmed remained committed. As months passed, concern grew inside Constantinople. The Byzantine leadership watched Ottoman preparations with increasing anxiety. The empire that had once dominated the eastern Mediterranean had become much smaller. Its resources was limited, its population had declined, and now a determined young sultan was preparing for a confrontation unlike any before. By late 1452, the signs were becoming impossible to ignore. Military preparation continued. The Ottoman army was expanding. New strategies were being developed. The dream that had inspired generations of rulers was beginning to move closer to reality. Mehmed knew the coming campaign would define his legacy. Victory would change history. Failure would damage the future of the empire. The stakes could not have been higher. As the winter months passed, preparation accelerated. Weapons were gathered, supplies were organized, commanders received instructions. Across the Ottoman Empire, soldiers prepared for what would become one of the most famous sieges in world history. The road to Constantinople had begun, and soon the world would witness a battle that would change the course of history forever. But before the siege could begin, Mehmed would need a weapon powerful enough to challenge the legendary walls of Constantinople. A weapon unlike anything seen before. And that story is where our next episode begins. Thank you for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to continue exploring to Islamic history through engaging storytelling, subscribe to MG Stories Creation and turn on notification. In the next episode, we will discover how Mehmed prepared giant cannons for the conquest of Constantinople. Until then, Assalamu Alaikum.